Wait, what? Wait. Why did this happen? It has never happened. Okay, I need someone to tell me if they can hear us or not. You guys
I
have
mean,
to talk.
there are many people in the stream, right? Someone would.
There's no one. Hey, Andoga,
I
Andoga,
mean,
no sound, no sound. Okay. Can you hear both of us? Like all of us, Andoga?
okay, now I heard he's saying.
Can you hear both of us? Like all of us, Andoga? See, stop, talk.
Wait. Okay, now I heard he's saying.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, both of our voices are
Can you
there.
hear me?
Yeah.
Did I say it? Oh, it's just me again or what?
Hey, Charlie Varghese is here. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, great.
Yeah, everyone.
Re-intro. Hello guys, welcome to Geek Society. I'm Nolan Prince, joined by Manoj and Nolan. And today we are talking about Top Gun Maverick.
I feel the need for speed.
Was it there in the movie? This
I
one?
don't think so. It wasn't there.
No, it wasn't.
So this is what you missed when you couldn't hear us. We are on track now. So thank you guys for joining.
There was
Today
a
we'll be talking
post-credit
about-
scene which had that line.
Wait, there was a
I
poster.
stay till the end. There is no post-credit
There
scene.
was no.
This is the reason I stay. And thank you, Ndoga. Thank you, Charlie Varghese. Welcome. And today we're talking about Top Gun. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie Top Gun Maverick. And the question of the video is this the best top film of Tom Cruise? And we'll answer
And
that
we are
throughout the
qualified
stream.
to say it.
I've not
Have
seen
you
all
even
his
watched
films.
all Top Gun?
No. Let me put out a poll.
As you can see, we are very qualified. You're going to put some. Okay, you're going to just put yes or no, right? I thought you were going to put some movie options.
I saw a post on Instagram saying they've listed down all his movies, right? And they're like, his best movie was which one? This one. What's that? The name of that movie, man?
Rain Man, Jerry Maguire.
No. It wasn't. He wasn't the main character in the movie. It was Austin Powers.
Tropic Thunder. Oh, Austin Powers. Okay.
No, it's Austin Power Tropic Thunder, right?
What? No, those are two different movies, dude.
No, it's the same movie.
Austin Power
Same.
Tropic Thunder. That's the full name of the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
No, man.
What?
Was
Hey,
a
no,
joke,
but
man. Dude, it was a joke. Nolan.
No, it was not. I'm searching.
dude, it's Nona. You can't expect this. He's
Moving
serious
on.
about it.
No, it's
Moving
not the same.
on.
Okay. Okay, guys, that's how we started, and I'm getting a call. True caller,
Someone-
show who it is.
Your
It's
girl's
spam.
calling.
It's spam. So
Someone's calling to fire. Someone's calling to fire him for mixing up those
Okay.
two movies.
It's his
yeah.
Malayali
Let's come
girlfriend.
back to Top Gun. Who wants to go first? Also,
I think
okay. Share two things. Share your thoughts about the first movie. Manoj, do that. Nolan, I think he has already talked about Top Gun. Share about the first movie, your thoughts, your experience of watching this film, and how did you like it? Brief.
My order will just be coming now, so maybe Nolan can take this and once, like within
Arre,
3-4 minutes.
whatever. Yeah, Nolan, you do it.
So I like the intro, man. Like they kept the intro exactly the same as the
You
first
just
movie.
ignored my question.
You said to compare the movies, right?
No, I said experience of watching it, and then how you liked it.
This
You
is not a
got
board
40x,
exam, man. We have to answer
Step by
it
step marks
according to the
are there.
question. You can just say whatever you want, Nolan. It's fine.
I struggled describing my experience, so I'm just going to say what I like about the
Okay.
movie.
But you saw in 40x, right?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was fine, man. Like I was moving with him while he was doing the.
What
train.
about when he reversed, like flip?
Yeah, dude. The seats also. We all reversed.
That would have been a cool thing, right?
The snow was the best when the scene after he crashed. All the soap.
Oh, spoiler alert. Manoj, 40x. So when the plane flipped, you guys also flipped in the chair?
He's
See?
We kept
See?
moving.
Professional. No, what about when the plane flipped?
Yeah,
No,
man,
no.
tell him Red, how the seats went upside down also while the
Dude,
plane
but it
flew.
was amazing, man. The way it kept moving, dude. It was great. It was a great 4DS experience.
But there was this one thing, okay, like after he just crashed the plane, right? So there was like dead silence, and then the snow machine, the soap machine started.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm like sound effects.
And no snow was people are already looking. Okay, then they were like, did something happen? Like everyone, like in my theater, everyone was like so caught in the moment that slowly with the sound, it was not going. So they were like, so like then the other music kicked in and we were like, okay, then no one really ignored. So that happened with you also. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fun to know.
So snow. There was no snow.
No, there was, but it
I
took
mean,
some.
like there was some
For me, it
problem with the
was
machine, I think.
no mine. There was no problem. There was like the machine started, but it took some time for the snow to come out.
Okay, so mine snow came very little. Like there was something wrong with that, the machine.
No, mine it came so much. Everyone like, oh, everyone was amazed.
There's no water sequences, right? Like they sometimes
No,
spray
there
water.
is. There is. A little bit of water was there.
Did they spray?
Yeah.
But I think
Little
after
bit.
COVID they stopped doing that.
No, they started that
Dude,
again.
they didn't even ask for the vaccine certificate.
Dude, for Sonic the Hedgehog, there was a scene where Dr. Eggman spits and they spit the water on us.
That's the worst, man.
But it was fun.
I saw Wonder Woman in 4DX when it came out. So
Wonder Woman
not
doesn't
the
really
best film
have.
to experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it always takes a few minutes for you to get settled into that effect. Like in the starting 5 minutes, it took me off a little bit. But once I'm settled in, I really enjoyed it.
Anoka says, how
that
was the
effect.
bubbles in 4DX?
Bubbles?
Yeah, sometimes they put bubbles also.
Yeah, but
was no
do they have?
bubbles.
There was no need, right, for the bubbles.
Yeah, there was no
in this
sequence of bubbles.
scene. There was this one scene where like the plane, like something exploded and like smoke came out, right?
Hey, we got super
but
chat.
but that
Oh, okay.
scene.
Yeah.
That scene happened so fast that by the time the smoke came up, the scene was already over. So there was smoke.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
end.
yeah,
happens,
yeah, it
that
happened.
happens.
Yeah, that happens.
Uh,
I feel like they should stop putting smoke. It's not really, it doesn't really add to the
Like
immersion.
it
Yeah.
adds to the effect if it's a
It's
horror
distracting,
movie.
right?
Like,
You're looking away
oh,
from it.
it was
Yeah,
it was really good for Resident Evil and for some scenes in Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Okay, so your CS gave super chat. Thank you. Love from Kerala. Thank you.
Yay!
Okay, and Doga is saying it was a joke about the bubbles. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Okay, let's come to the movie then.
We were discussing something else.
Yeah. The 4DX, the bubbles and the smoke and the ice and
No, I think Nolan was going. I missed parts of what Nolan was
Yeah,
saying.
I like how they did the full intro exactly the same
yeah.
as the first movie. Like even where they do the shots of the airplane carrier and all.
even the ending, right? Him flying into the sunset,
Right.
and then
Oh,
the ending,
yeah.
like each actor is shown.
Each
with
character,
the name.
yeah. That was yeah.
Yeah,
That was also pretty good. Yeah.
that was good.
When the
It
music
was-
done.
Oh, it is so
Yeah.
iconic now.
Oh,
Like
Did anyone notice Hangman's helmet? He's actually written his name in the form of the Hangman game. Like he's left out some alphabets as blanks.
Oh, okay,
I didn't notice
okay.
that.
I'm not
That was like
familiar
a
with the
cool
game.
Easter egg. That was like a
Okay,
cool
okay.
Easter egg.
But did you guys notice that Hangman's character was basically like Tom Cruise? Always
Yeah.
smiling and he's the
Yeah.
rebel and all of
And
that.
the way he got upset when he wasn't selected.
Yeah.
Right. And Miles Teller was a bit like Iceman from the first movie. Like he was the one who was focused on getting the targets and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could sense it. Yeah, that's true.
There's a nice play, you know, with the like how they turn the tables. Like now you expect it to be rebel and
but-
you know think out of the box.
But I like the reference where like Iceman's son was like, "Talk to me, Dad." Like the way Maverick says, "Talk to me, Iceman."
Iceman's son?
When was Iceman?
Oh fuck, not Iceman.
Oh, you mean Goose's son?
Goose
In
is
the
Rooster.
yeah, when he was Rooster,
the
when
way-
Miles Teller when
the
he was
way-
like in that yeah,
yeah,
that
he's
was,
like,
that
"Talk to
was
me."
good.
The way Maverick says, "Talk to
Yeah.
me, Goose."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Talk
Dude, that
to
gave me
Dad.
chills. That actually
There's
gave
so
me
many
chills.
callbacks, you know.
Yeah. That's
And
Yeah.
you know the thing is,
Oh,
this
dude,
is
but I felt one thing out of place, like the way they introduced the Penny character, right? It was like I get that they had to introduce her new, but the way they introduced her was like he already knows her, but they didn't explain it to us how he knows her. So like I started thinking, did they like was she already a character in the previous movie? Even though I just watched it, I was trying to remember, was she a character, and like was it played by a different actress in the first movie? Like I was like thinking
Right,
about
right,
that for
right.
a while.
Even for a second,
Yeah.
I was like, if it's the same character, she was like she was like so knowledgeable. She was so involved in the flights, and like
Yeah.
she had
She
so
was
much
an
knowledge. And
officer,
then now
right?
she's running a bar. Like I was like, oh, then
I,
after like three, I'm like, okay, it's not the same character. Like it
yeah,
can't be.
that 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 actress's name was Charlie, right? Charlotte.
Yeah, the character's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
So
but
I
in
and
the
then
life,
then
people said, right?
then after some point in time, right, I started wondering maybe they referenced a husband, right? So I'm like maybe a husband was in the first movie. I was like thinking that way. Then after that,
I don't
I
think
was
that was
just
this.
I was just glad that there were no 4DX effects during the bedroom scene.
oh, they changed it, dude. They changed it. The bedroom scene happened, right? And I'm like, oh, Nuna is gonna ask for likes and subscribers now. And then nothing happened. They were just talking.
Yeah. But it was nice. I felt that was a bit more mature. Like
No,
it showed that.
no, there was scene. I think they removed it for
Oh,
4DX.
he's up. What?
Oh,
There was a scene.
Oh,
no, there was a scene, but
No,
it
there
didn't
was.
go.
You know why they removed it in 40x, no?
I don't know what Nolan is referencing to.
Dude, it's a family channel,
Is
kid
it?
friendly.
Subtext, dude. Subtext for the parents.
Okay. Anyways, coming back to what I was gonna say is that this is, this is Star Wars need to learn something from Top Gun. This
Oh,
is
you
how
did-
you play on nostalgia.
Controversy.
This is how you take
Hey,
inspiration
come on, man.
and
That's-
pay
Come on, man.
homage and tell a
The-
new
the-
and different story instead of
Hey, the
just trying to
Obi-Wan-
recreate everything from the previous film, right?
The Obi-Wan first episode was really good. The way they
I
did
haven't
the
seen it.
I'm not talking about
montage
Obi-Wan,
at the
dude.
start.
I'm talking about
It's talking about the movies,
the
the
new
sequel
sequels.
movies.
Like they literally
J.J.
just
Abrams.
copy paste everything, and the film that tried to take it differently, and they just remove the
It's
data,
controversial.
get lost. That's my favorite Star Wars film, by the way. But anyways,
The
that's
I
what I
think.
think. The Last Jedi.
Bro,
See, I think it's a little hard to compare with Star Wars because I think the pressure of a Star Wars movie franchise is just very different. Like because there's so many people. Like
No, I don't.
no. I'm
believe
just
in
I
that.
agree with you. I agree with what you're saying that this is how you make a legacy sequel.
Yeah,
And it's not just this. Even Creed is something which did a fantastic job. Like they sort of continued
I've
that
heard Creed
legacy
2
of
is
Rocky.
not that good.
It's still decent, but Creed 1 is amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
the
seen
way how they did that's like this is how you do a legacy sequel. And I think with Star Wars, it's always there are always boxes you need to tick in a legacy sequel. But at the same time, you want to create your own identity.
The thing is, both Creed and Maverick are based in reality. So like, they can take from reality, but with Star Wars, they always have to get bigger. See what happened after Endgame. The thing just died down. So now all the other movies don't have as much of an impact as Endgame.
But this film was
Like the
bigger, right, from the previous
thing-
one.
It was bigger. Yeah.
It was bigger because the technology in the real world has gotten that way better. But in Star Wars, they already started with advanced technology, so now they have to keep getting bigger and bigger. So that is like a challenge: how to make it
No,
bigger without making it.
But I'm like why you're copying everything from the first movie, like first original trilogy. The Force Awakens is beat by beat like the New Hope,
New Hope,
literally. And then you try something different in Last Jedi, and then like, oh shit, people are
I
fans are
really like
angry, and
Rogue
then-
One. Rogue One is my favorite. Like
No,
what
I'm
they
not
did,
talking
that was
about
really
Rogue
cool.
I'm talking about the
They killed
new
off
trilogy.
everyone,
Like they
man.
literally copy pasted everything from the original
No,
without
why I said Rogue One was because that was a movie that did something different.
Yeah.
It was like a Suicide Squad in that Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So I think
If
it
you
really
like,
worked.
if you like Rogue One, we should have reacted to the Andor trailer, man. I didn't say anything
I've not
because,
seen
like,
Rogue
I
One
know
yet.
that. I
I
didn't
think you
say
should
anything
watch it.
because.
That's more fun.
Yeah.
But I think we should get away from Star Wars now.
The
Right?
amount of views the Obi-Wan reaction got, I am not very optimistic about anything Star Wars. But anyways, let's coming back to the film. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so my thoughts was so I'll start from the first movie because I couldn't give my thoughts on the first movie. You guys did the reaction. So
Okay, Andoga says, did anyone think the lady looks like Jennifer Connelly now? Yeah, we talked about it. I think on the previous stream, someone said in the chat that they changed, like there's a new lady, she's not coming back. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's some new character. And I understood like they had some in the past and
mean,
they
they
had to
can-
leave, and then he's kind of like, okay, whatever.
it was okay. It was. I mean, to be honest, that love story was kind of important in the first movie.
Yeah.
In a way, like it continued on, like it was like that emotional crux of the movie. But whatever, like no, sorry, emotional crux was Goose, but still, it was like a thread that ran throughout the entire movie.
I
So
like the
they go,
callback to the old movie where he ended saying he's going
yeah,
back to
yeah,
Top Gun,
yeah.
and then they're like,
He
he
lasted for
lasted
two
2 months.
months. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I rewatched it today morning. So I went to my theater early, to the mall early, and I went to a food court and I just watched it there in my phone, the first movie, and so it was actually really good. Like I actually liked it even more. Like I was someone who liked the first one even when I first saw it, but I liked it more. Like I feel like there's something more. It's not just a story or anything like that. Like the whole vibe of the film is so different. It gives it an 80s feel, like the music, the soundtrack, and I
Yeah,
thought the fact that they managed all those battles way back when it released, that was really like spectacular. Like I could follow what was happening in the battle even in the first movie, even though it was really old. So I mean, after finishing the movie, I was like, really pumped
And they
up to
kept
see
it
the
simple, right?
right,
Nuna
right. They
couldn't.
kept it so cool.
Nuna couldn't. When we were watching, he kept asking me, "Who's flying? Which one is that guy? Which one is that guy?"
It was
But
like
He
it
couldn't
was
make
overall, you
out.
could
difficult
still
to
make.
like. One thing was that the enemies like thing, they were very much black total. So that's the
Yeah, yeah.
inside distinction. Oh, this is this guy, this is this guy. But
True,
when the
true.
planes were going on, it's very hard. It was very hard because of the colors are not that clear in that old one.
It's not
Very
that
hard
different
to know
also.
which plane is
Yeah.
which.
It's,
But
it's
here
not like
it's
the enemies
quite
have red planes and
yeah.
they have blue planes. Right? It's not
But
like that. But
one thing, I noticed in both the films that they never talk about the enemies.
right.
Who are
They
they?
don't
Which
mention
country?
which
Like,
country. Yeah,
yeah, they never do
but
that.
but in the first movie, it's clarified because they say MiGs, right? MiGs are the planes used by the Russians
No,
or were
it's
back
Yeah,
ob-
but
then.
they don't
it's
still
obvious.
say
Like
it.
movie is
Yeah.
showing Russians, but they don't outwardly say it's Russia. It's Russia or
Keeping
something
it
like
safe.
that.
Yeah, this movie it wasn't clear at all.
No,
This
but
movie they
I
could
mean,
have.
no, but there's no point, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
No,
not
I'm
really
making
the
a joke
main
about
conflict.
the
Yeah.
war and all. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean,
Moving
I
on.
think there was the Tencent, the Chinese company was actually initially going to produce this film, but then they were like, no, like it might have some issues like politically, so they withdraw their investment. But I mean, they're going ahead. So I was like really pumped for this movie, Top Gun 2, and I went to the theater. I actually bought popcorn, which I never do, because I was like really pumped. I sat
I
there, I was
got
like
popcorn.
waiting, and then they just showed an Ahmad Khan directed Pepsi ad. It was like a Badshah jacket, but it ran for 3 minutes. I'm like, I literally asked the guy next to me, "This is for Top Gun, right? You're also for Top Gun, right? We're sitting." I'm not in the wrong theater. Like, you just ruined the whole thing. Like for a second, I was like, I even tweeted around. I'm like, why am I seeing this?
Did
But
they
anyway, going
show
ahead.
this Mission Impossible?
Yeah, but
They
it was
didn't
not
show
in
any
4D.
trailer
yeah,
in
yeah.
Miami. They didn't show any trailer in
They
Miami.
showed for
Oh.
us.
They showed
Yeah.
for
They
us.
showed
Yeah,
for us.
they showed Mission Impossible.
I think they just
But
remove the trailers and like we'll show ads and get over with it. We don't have to waste time.
there's so many ads, man. PVR. It's like it's too much, and it's like repetitive ads. I mean, I'm not going to that. Then the movie sort of started, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the emotional threads between Rooster, like between Goose's son and Tom Cruise, that was done really well. I actually felt really emotional, and I like the fact that the movie it just kept on escalating. It's like the last battle, like. First of all, the whole the trench scene, not trench, but when they had to execute that mission, first
Yeah.
of all, that itself was extraordinary. Then it didn't stop. Again, the enemy planes, and for a second, I thought, is it going too much? But they balanced it out pretty well. Like where you're like, it's
Yeah.
not too unrealistic to the point where you're like, this can't happen. They still
When
kept
they
it grounded.
when they stole the M14.
That was
Okay,
fun. I was like,
we'll come
oh.
to that. We'll come to that.
We'll come,
That's
but
one of my thing.
I
We'll come to that.
But I really liked all the callbacks to the first movie, and I think the first movie started Tony Scott. He unfortunately passed away while he was working on this film, and they had to bring a different director in. And I think they really recreated that energy that Tony Scott had
Really?
in the first film. Yeah, he suicided, unfortunately. The first part's director.
When?
Many years back, 3 or 4, when he was
I thought during
No,
the
not
shoot
during-
this movie.
not during the shoot. He was scouting for locations. That's when he. Then they again revamped the script. But I think a lot of the energy that Tony Scott had in the flight battles and everything, that was like they sort of recreated that, but they pushed it to a 9. Like it was done really well for this. I think, and I thought it was a very nice progression for Tom Cruise's character. The way how Maverick was in the first film, it felt natural. It didn't feel like he was just playing himself. It still felt like a different character, which I really appreciate. I think overall, for me, dude, I came out of the theater so pumped up, and that has not happened to me in this year for any other movie. Like, I think Janagana Mana was maybe a close second where I felt like, wow, that was a cool experience. The theater was shit. That's why I didn't get to experience it that well. But I think more than like Doctor Strange, more than Batman, for me, this is probably my favorite movie of the year so far. That's my
Nice.
assessment of the movie.
Hey, why is the chat not working?
I mean, I don't think we would have gotten a lot of time.
No, we
Maybe
have
everyone
got a
left.
lot, but no, chats is there in the main thing. It's
Okay.
not showing up on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, Nolan,
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
But
thoughts?
but I just spoke, right? You're the one who didn't speak yet, Nuna.
Yeah, he's trying to
Okay.
fix it, so he wants someone to keep talking so that there's no
No, no,
blank space in the
that's
stream.
Oh.
no. I wanted to. Okay. Andoga says I live in San Diego, so it's kind of special for me, and I live 3 miles away from Miramar Air Base.
Oh,
That's yeah,
okay.
man. He's
Okay. That's
Ridley
cool.
Scott's
No.
brother. Okay.
Oh yeah. I knew about that. Like I was Tom Cruise was doing a movie for Ridley Scott or something, and then Ridley Scott told him to go and audition for Top Gun the first time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they were initially considering a different actor. I read that in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
mean, dude, I still, dude,
No,
I'm
no,
still.
dude, no. They were initially considering Tom Cruise only, but he was busy on that Ridley Scott movie. And then when the movie got done, Ridley Scott told him to go and meet his brother.
Okay, I don't know how good Wikipedia is because it's sometimes inaccurate. But I forgot the actor's name. They were considering one actor, but that was very early. But he didn't do it because his
Yeah.
political views didn't really agree with. Because
Yeah,
it's a very
yeah,
military supportive movie. So
yeah. That guy, but then that guy went and did another military movie, which was a critique on military on the U.S.
oh,
military. So that's why he
okay,
did
Oh.
it later on.
okay,
I forgot
Okay.
forgot the name of the actor.
but yeah, and dude, how good does Miles Teller look as Goose's son? Like there were like
Yeah,
moments
he
where I'm
was
like, oh, he
so.
looks.
I
Yeah.
told him that while we were watching the movie, the first movie, while we were reacting, I told him they look almost the same.
It was a good casting. It was a good. I like Miles Teller. I think he did a great job in Whiplash. Like that's I probably. I mean, no one talks about Fantastic Four, which is good. But I thought in Whiplash he was done. He did a really good job. So I thought he was good. He was really good as Goose's son. I like the whole team. The whole team dynamic. I thought it was pretty good.
Bob was the best.
Yeah. I wanted Bob to do more. I kind of want to see them more of the team. I wouldn't mind like a spin-off TV show or something.
Dude,
Just focus
Paramount
on the
Plus,
team.
they are gonna do.
Definitely, this was really successful also. But Nolan,
I went full on ready for Tom Cruise to die because Nuna was like predicting that like Tom Cruise, someone's going to die in this movie. I was like, okay. And when he crashed, right, there was no parachute, and I'm like, oh god, he's dead or
yeah, for a
what?
second I'm like they can, right? I'm like they can actually kill him off because I'm like this doesn't
But
feel like a
no,
series of movies.
they had to do that, right? Because like at the start of the movie, said right, in spite all your efforts, you refuse to die. So
Yeah.
like they had to do
True,
a callback to
true.
that.
But I mean, like for me as a audience member, I'm like they can actually kill him off because this like at least I didn't expect them to make a third part, fourth part. Like this felt more like a one-off sequel. And
Yeah.
now I can see them still continuing. So I was like, did they can actually kill him off? Like it's actually emotional if they do that. But thankfully they didn't.
The most emotional thing for me was like the way they did Iceman. Because like he was so
Right.
energetic in the first movie, and now they
Yeah.
like made him like old.
But I love that line where he was like, "Who's the better pilot?" And he was like, "Let's not ruin
It's
this
like
moment."
don't ruin the moment.
You know what I thought they are doing that? I'm like, is the real actor dead? Like, is they are like trying to cover it up in a
No,
way?
he does have health issues. Val Kilmer.
Okay.
He did
Accent.
battle with throat cancer and all.
Oh.
So I'm not very sure about his current health state, but I mean I checked.
I thought
in
he's
Wikipedia.
dead. That's why they then killed him off and all. Then I checked on Twitter and he's
Dude,
just
that wasn't
sharing
CG.
it and all.
Dude, you could make out that wasn't CGI, man.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
not that
nowadays, dude, someone portrays himself as Tom Cruise and has a YouTube channel.
good. Yeah, deep
You
fake.
can even tell if it's not him. Like in a movie, of
But
course,
at
they can pull these things off, right?
some points in the movie you can make out it. In those videos you can make out. And the movie guys
But it's a
aren't as
video,
good as
right? This is a
the
movie.
the movie guys aren't as good as the YouTube guys, man. When have you ever seen
Yeah,
movie
they
CGI
brought the
better than
YouTube guys,
YouTube?
right? They brought the YouTube guys, right, to do Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett. Yeah.
That's what.
But still, like I mean, and also when Tom Cruise is involved, they won't go so heavily on the VFX, on the CGI. Like They will.
Yeah.
I mean, and apparently Tom Cruise is the one who insisted for Val Kilmer to come back. The reprisal. And I like that. That one scene was, I thought, I never thought I would feel like an emotional connection with these characters, but maybe because I saw the first part just before the movie, that
Dude,
really helped me.
when they played Great Balls of Fire, I'm like, oh!
I have no idea what's that.
And Goose's son is playing the song the way Goose
Right,
played it.
right, right.
Oh,
In
yeah,
the piano,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
That
Got
was
it,
good.
got it.
That was good. And overall, like, and all the humor moments worked. Like, it never felt like forced comedy. Like, in my theater, people were like laughing. People were having a great time with this movie. So, overall, like, I mean, I watched Batman, I watched Doctor Strange, like, in theaters this year, but it doesn't match up, man. This for me, this was like a true theatrical experience for me. It was this. Like, for me, the other
Dude,
movies, it just didn't match up.
I was singing along to the songs, man.
Oh, that was just.
No, I was
But they
not.
didn't play that Danger
Gracious,
Zone
Great
song,
Balls of
right?
Fire.
That
one?
that main like the song.
They
Which was in
played it at
opening
the start.
credits.
They played it at the
Ah,
start.
yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with that, yeah.
It sounded different though. Like, I'm like, they're not gonna play the original song, but then when the lyrics started, it hit me.
Yeah. That's true.
I think they redid the song.
But dude, I mean, when I watched the trailer, it looked really good, Top Gun Maverick, but it's just exceeded my expectations. Like, it was that good, and I'm hyped, man, because I mean, to be honest, I lost a little bit of sheen watching some of the, like, when I watched Batman, when I watched Doctor Strange, I just came out of the movie theaters not feeling anything, which is kind of unusual for me. Usually,
See me, right? Like, I never talk so much after a movie.
that's true.
Like,
But you
when
just
he,
came out watching it, so I'll not count it.
but like for example, like when like usually before, whenever I used to come on a movie, I used to like start googling and start finding. But for Batman and Doctor Strange, I didn't do anything. Like, I was not bothered. I
because
was
we
like,
already knew everything.
no, I didn't know everything though of Batman and Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange, I didn't even bother checking the poster to see like who it was. I was like, whoever. But this one, I was like so hyped. Like, I was like reading stuff about Val Kilmer, reading other stuff. So, I mean, for me, like, this is personally. Okay, I'm not saying that this is better, but personally for me, this is one of the movies of the year for me. Best movies of the year.
Andoga says best sequence. That starting sequence when he's go to Mark 10
Dude,
was so,
that was so good.
so good.
I was like, get the Flash in.
He said it right fast. He's the fastest man alive.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
I'm like, where is Iris?
I was like, I was trying to, like, is that the real shot or is that VFX or, is he really
I just-
doing this? And there's so many things. I'm like, oh shit, this is so hard.
You'll leave it, like, you'll be like,
Yeah,
I mean, to come back to what Nolan was saying about Flash, I mean, thankfully no one said we are Maverick, the team.
Yeah.
So.
No, there was a scene,
Good.
right, there where she said something like this. I was thinking, don't say we are. Like, she goes tell him that when he says I'm quitting, and like, no, you have to go back.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That was okay. Best sequence you're talking about, but before that, all the flight shots were so good, dude.
It was amazing, man.
And I heard
was-
that they took special permission to fly at only 50 meters
yeah.
above,
I
kind
know
of.
that, yeah.
Like, it's not allowed like that, but just for the specially, they got planes flying so low.
For Tom Cruise, they'll do anything. Like, they allowed him to fly a helicopter like through dangerous areas in the sixth movie. But he had to shoot it in New Zealand. And they had to show that as Kashmir, but okay.
I think they had to
But
change it for India.
No, they still said Kashmir in India. I watched it in theaters.
No, they this title. They would have
Yeah,
said
yeah, I
Kashmir, but
think-
which Kashmir? Like, because they're
Yeah, I think they said India control. I forgot what they said. But there was a bit of controversy on that.
yeah.
I think. I remember that. But anyway.
But anyways.
it's not-
Yeah, man, like all the sequences. I love the drama, between the characters, what
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want, and
yeah.
I like how they set up the mission.
Hmm.
Because this movie, it has like from the beginning, the mission,
Right.
and you have to build up to it, and
Yeah,
how
Not
you-
like the first one.
yeah,
the
it's not
first
like just
movie
missions happening randomly.
First movie didn't make sense to me. I'm like, they're on the Indian Ocean and suddenly there are Russians flying over there and they're fighting each other like out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm trying to think of what was going on back then during the 80s.
I mean, it was more like just go with it. Because the story flow was okay. The story flow was okay. But this one, it had like a lot of direction. Not just in the story, even in the way the action scenes was like shot. So because of the training, we knew, the audience also knew exactly, okay, now they have to shoot this, then they have to do this, then they have to do this. So even we were invested when the action mission was going. We were like, oh, now they have to shoot, now they have to shoot. So
Dude,
that was
I
good.
thought I thought Phoenix or Bob was going to die at that point. Like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
in the first movie, Goose died during training,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
someone was going to die
Same,
during
same. Even I
training.
thought that would happen. But a lot of
No, because that
clarity
guy
in.
was gonna die, right? And then he
Yeah,
wakes
yeah,
up, and then like,
yeah,
okay, everything is okay.
And then no,
And then the
but that guy
birds
was
come
for,
in,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
she
this,
and she and he goes go
yeah,
down.
and she lost control and they had to eject.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was like a complete callback.
I don't know
Oh yeah, goes, yeah.
if killing them would have made any like,
No,
because we
but
were
his
already building up to a very high tension thing where
right,
like
right.
we are gonna die, and Tom Cruise's whole thing is that you have to come back alive. That's my whole
Yeah, I
thing.
mean that like his line was that, and bring them home.
Yeah.
Not just do the mission, but bring them home. So I mean, I think it would have negated that emotional power of the movie if they had killed
Andoga says
Peter
mine was
Parker.
when he proves that mission is possible.
Ah.
That's so
But
good
it
when he
felt,
goes alone
yeah,
and
yeah,
does it.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that
dude.
was badass. I
And he
think
had
that
to
was
he,
good
he shot both the missiles
Yeah, right,
himself.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, but that the second thing when the actual thing happened, like the way how they show the ground just this and it just came under the ground, the explosion, that was really well done. Like there was not one moment where I felt like the visual effects were weak.
I was thinking it's a plant, right? Like there'll be people also there.
Who cares? It's not.
Hey, dude, it's war.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so casual about it. It's war.
He's not
So
Batman. He doesn't have a rule about not killing, so we
No,
can't
I'm not
catch
saying
him if
he
he kills
doesn't, but I'm
people.
I'm just saying that there will be people also
I
there.
like how Nolan is in the Batman suit, Batman mask, and he's not Batman.
In that movie, Batman has throat cancer, right? In this movie.
But dude, when Tom Cruise crashes in the end, and then he has to run away from the helicopter, I was like, oh, Mission Impossible, run!
No, he did that before, na. He did the running thing
When?
before that. In a scene,
Yeah, that's what I'm
he does
saying.
a running thing. No, before crashing, before the mission only. There's a scene where he runs. I don't remember which one. There's a scene where he runs, and I'm like, oh, this is Tom. This is
But
the iconic
like for
run.
me, it was in that moment where I thought of, yeah, Tom Cruise is running. Like
It's like it
he
has
ran
to,
away.
has to be like sideways, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that was sideways. That was like straight, like on.
Yeah,
the
but
camera.
still, like for me, I don't recall the other moment of him running. So for me, this was the moment.
But that moment, dude, like when he does that mission, proves he can do it, and then he's in the office, and the guy's like, "I'm thinking what to do. Either
Yeah.
like send you off, or always regret in my life." And
Yeah.
he starts to say something, and the other guy like, "No, when not to speak."
No, he was like,
No,
that was a
he's-
rhetorical question.
Then he's like,
Dude, everyone in the theater laughed at that.
yeah,
Dude,
mine
people
also.
that like I
There are
mean,
many jokes, like one-liners kind of a thing
which is
throughout.
good. Like they
Dude,
don't
they
push
did
it.
a lot of callbacks, like the way Tom Cruise flirted with his instructor, and this time he stood and threw him out of the bar,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah,
both had the same
Uh,
reaction when they walked in.
Right,
yeah.
right,
That awkward smiling at each other.
right. Yeah.
Have you seen that
Dude, it was
video? I think
so-
on Discord someone shared it of Twin and Tarantino talking about Top Gun. It's I think a scene from a movie, and he just goes
Okay.
batshit crazy in that scene.
Uh.
That Top Gun is all about gay energy, that girl wants to impress him, right? Because he wants to be gay, that's what it's all about, and she wants to impress him, and that's
Okay,
why
I
when
haven't
that's
seen
why when he
this.
first time goes there, first time goes to her house, it doesn't work out. But next time they meet in an
Oh.
elevator where she's dressed like a man, because she wants to hate him in.
Do you know why she was dressed as a man? Like not as a man, like why with a cap? Because she was doing like she was shooting for another film and her hair color was different. So that's why they put a
Okay.
cap and that's it.
I thought you were gonna give a logic in the movie, but okay.
No, it was I read it in Wikipedia today. I was like full on reading about the behind the scenes. of the first
But
movie.
what about her not coming back? This has become a controversy I've seen online.
Have you seen how she looks right now?
Yeah, that's the whole controversy, right?
Ah.
Do you think because of that, then it's a big controversy? Because how she looks today, you're not willing
I'm
to
not
cast her.
Yeah,
aware.
obvious,
Like, is she
but
active?
why is it a controversy, dude? If she looks so much older than Tom Cruise, obviously they can't bring her back, right?
But that's the
They have
thing,
to look
right? Like
almost the
women,
same
men
age,
and
right?
women like age differently.
No, I have a question. Is she still active? Is she still acting? Is she active?
Like there was
in
an
doing
interview
films?
that I don't read it everything. I just saw
Okay.
these people like some murmurs on Twitter about these things, and I've not read if she's active or not. She wanted to do or not. She said I think somewhere in 2019 she was asked, and she said I'm fat and this, and I'm happy in my skin. I don't know why
Okay.
they didn't call me or something like that. So
For me, like if she's not active, like if she's not doing much films, I can understand. But if it's just based on the physical factors, then it's kind of
Yeah, I understand
shallow.
the point that Tom Cruise, you need someone who looks
That is
similar,
there,
right?
but it's the
But
thinking is still a little shallow.
that's a like structural problem, institutional problem, right, in filmmaking and in Hollywood.
Right.
That you want good looking people on screen, basically.
Right.
The what
But
society considers good looking and appealing.
I mean, I wonder if there is in some way a story reason that like they didn't want to bring back that, like they didn't maybe want to continue the relationship or show it in
No,
that
that's
way.
like the go-to
That's
answer.
for the
Like,
writers and everything.
like
So
that's what the
like
go-to answer.
yeah. So
I
I mean,
didn't work
that's
out. They didn't even mention
yeah.
it. So, like, there's
That's true.
one
They don't
scene
even
where
mention
we
it.
actually see her in the flashbacks, but
Yeah,
even the
right.
it's not very focused. Like, just she's there
Yeah.
just at the side and done.
I mean, and she was a very important character in the first one.
Yeah.
Like she is there throughout. Like so, like it is. As I said, like even Nolan felt the same. Like it was a little baffling when there was a different character there, at least in the starting.
I like her daughter.
Yeah,
And when he
that
jumps
scene
off
was
the
funny.
balcony,
Yeah.
like and Doga says, I read she didn't want to come back. Okay.
Okay, then it's
And then just ends the controversy there itself.
yeah.
But
I like the callback to the upside down flying.
Yeah.
Right. And this one, it looked like the energy of that shot was much more than in the old because they could do
Yeah.
it better. That was good.
and the camera is just
Like
there. Like, it
the
just.
dude, the old one actually you could make out like it was a VFX shot. Like you could make out like the upside down plane was pasted on. Like that's why they kept it for only like 3 seconds. Like you could actually notice that it
And
was
they like,
fake.
like I watched on my phone, so it was hard to like make out what is.
We watched it in
Yeah.
remastered Blu-ray quality.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Coming back to the movie.
I just want to say I rented it in YouTube. So it was not downloaded illegally. It was rented. 45 rupees I spent.
Okay. Let's just recap the movie. We start with him, going through that Mark 10 thing he does. Then he's sent
Right.
back. He has to train them to do this mission. They have 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like they spend a lot of time in that bar before that. Like it's a long. I was like thinking, when this scene is going on forever. The new kids come, they start playing and all of that. Then he has to pay.
They use that more of an intro sequence for the kids also.
Like the whole setup.
Yeah, the
happened in that
team.
sequence.
Yeah.
And then he
Right,
goes back, and as you said, like there was so many callbacks to different things in different ways.
Right.
Yeah,
That I
but
really enjoyed.
the bar scene, I felt like they had the time for it because like even though it was 2.5 hours, the film didn't feel that long.
Even the rugby
Right.
scene is like the volleyball scene in the first movie.
Yeah.
Them all
I mean, they
playing
had to do
together.
a scene. They
Yeah.
had to do it.
Yeah.
Like if Karan Johar was directing this, it would only be that. Like
But that is like a iconic scene. Like
it is very iconic.
James Corden did a video to promote Top Gun with Tom Cruise, and like they actually like had a scene
Oh,
where
no one wants to see James Corden like that.
they played volleyball, and he's like in slow mo, he like spits it, look, it's falling from his head.
But yeah, that is very iconic. So they had to do it. So that was on the trailer, so I was expecting that to come.
I think emotionally the film really works well. You are invested. You feel like Rooster is angry because he feels he's guilty, but it's not. That's not the thing. It's about
there's an actual reason. Like,
it's about reason that he sent him 4 years back. He wanted to become a pilot because the mother didn't want, and she passed away. And he don't want him to think resent her mother also like he does for him. And till the end he doesn't tell him. Like, so that's such a good oh no, it's not just the basic simple you killed my father and all. No. I think maybe before that he was like an uncle to him and they used to meet a lot and all, but after that things went bitter.
I love the sequence after they crash and he came back for Tom Cruise, and then there's a scene where Tom was like, "Why did you come?" Like, and he was like, "What were you thinking?" He was like, "You are the one who told me not to think."
Yeah, but let's come to that part, right? When his plane crashes, like no comeback, everything, and then we cut to black. For me, the movie ended there. That's what I want to believe.
Okay.
Varun, stop being in the chat. Spoilers. He's saying, haven't seen the new one yet, but I rewatched first one and it made me realize Captain Marvel has so many callbacks to Top Gun. Yeah, it does.
Right.
Do read the IMDb trivia section of the movie. Bunch of behind the scenes details in it. Manoj, get onto that.
Oh, you want me to read it now?
Open that. By the time I'll finish what I'm going to say. Yeah, for me, the movie ended there.
For Top Gun 2, right? Not 1.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm saying for me, the movie ended there because I want to believe that that's what happened. After that, the film went into a territory which it had never gone in the previous movie. Also, it left that that realistic nature, and went into this little over the top. We want to give you a happy ending, kind of the Mission Impossible vibe. Not really that vibe, but like, come on, that was just little too much. They just both survived. They came together. They ran and took a plane from them and flew off. Like, that was just too much.
But I mean, I also got that feeling. Okay, initially when I was okay, that was the perfect thing. But the movie kept going, and I was like, okay, now I'm not very sure. But the moment they looked up, they saw that old plane which he flew. I was like, I like this. I don't know.
Get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed it. It was fun. But for me, that just takes away from the flawlessness.
Yeah, it's
of the
not
movie.
very realistic.
Yeah, it
I
just-
do agree.
but-
That's-
because the whole film is very
but
realistic.
but that felt like a touching moment because like his son
right,
sat in
right.
his place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was
see,
like, oh,
all of these things work, but it's just inconsistent with throughout the whole both films.
I do agree to what Nona is saying in a certain way, but just I feel like the moment when Goose and him started flying, and I was like, for me, I felt like the entire film was building to this in a
that
way,
part
like
was-
both of them flying.
Yeah. That part was was a good scene where like he has to flip the correct breaker, and Tom Cruise was like, "That was your dad's department." He's like, "I'll figure it out."
That was good. That was good. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I mean,
like that felt
initially
like
felt
fan
that.
service.
Right. But it was fan service. You were like, this is good.
Yeah,
Like it was not like,
It
oh,
is.
why are you doing this?
I'm saying
was
it
like,
again.
it's
It
actually
is,
good.
but it just for me, it just breaks that flawlessness of the film.
I
But
can see
I
that.
enjoyed it. I was expecting like them to show up early, like all four. Like there were four of them, right? And one was
Yeah.
waiting, and then two crashes. So three planes will show up again, and they'll try to save them, and then they'll kind of, I don't know how they leave,
Yeah,
like a helicopter will come or something.
Dude, Hangman needed his moment, right?
That is
They
also
wouldn't-
true. Yeah, they had
they
to do the
wouldn't send the
redemption.
rest of
Like,
them.
I was like, it was
Yeah.
obvious that someone's gonna show up now. Like, you have to
But they
wait
still
for the
build it.
ending.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now it's over, and I know
Yeah.
now someone will show up. And I like the guy hits, like, the missile leaves, and then it gets blows up.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
That's true. Yeah.
But also the part where like he does the flyby with the
Right,
without
right,
even
right.
asking
Yeah.
whether
Without
he
ha-
can do the film.
Without
even
having
having
the landing gear, right? And again, he almost got a coffee, right?
Yeah. And that guy just looked at him and like,
That was John
Like,
Hamm, right?
he-
He was good. I like
yeah,
John Hamm.
he was happy but pissed at the same time. Like,
Right. Right.
Did you guys
Do you
notice the
want-
meta commentary about
A
in
lot
the
of it
beginning? He
was
says, right?
Yeah.
That-
Guys like you won't like last.
Yeah,
I felt
not
it was
last
more
long.
like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like,
it felt
people who does real
Yeah.
stunts and all will not last,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
that's
like, no, I'm
true.
gonna do it. I'll do until I last. Something like that. That was a
That's
nice,
true,
nice
yeah.
touch.
Yes. I have the trivia ready.
Yeah.
Okay, at the insistence of Tom Cruise, there was no green screen or CGI aerial shots in the film. Even the close-up cockpit shots are taken during real in-flight sequences. This meant that much of the cast had to undergo extensive G-force trainings to understand to withstand
Yeah.
physical demands of the G-force.
yeah, Tom Cruise got them all trained, pilot training and all.
I would never pass that. That's why Tom Cruise didn't hire him. The World War II P-51 Mustang seen in the movie is actually Tom Cruise's own airplane. Him being an
Oh.
accomplished pilot in real life.
Yeah, he has a pilot license. He
Tom
did the
Cruise-
pilot training for the first movie, right? So since
Right,
then he
right,
has
right.
like a pilot license.
Tom Cruise involved in the movie was predicated on the condition that real aircraft be used in aerial sequences, not CGI. That seems. Then it's dedicated to the memory of the original
But
Top.
what about the first plane? That plane didn't look real. The Mach 10 one.
That is true. Yeah, they might have polished it with CGI. They might have
But you saw the
floored it, but-
sequence, right? One of
No,
the
that was
one
real.
of the shot.
That was
One
real.
of the shots. Yeah, but one of the shots looks like it was taken from space, man. How did they take that shot if that was not CGI?
As I said, it must have been polished with CGI. They would have shot it, but
Like,
certain
it
angles
was
and
flying, but they
everything-
changed the background.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
how they did for Fallout, that that Paris sequence. Dedicated to the memory of the original Top Gun director Tony Scott, who was in the process of developing a version of the sequel before his death. We talked about that a little bit. The actors playing pilots not only had to film themselves, turning the camera on and off, They also had to touch up their own makeup, adjust their lighting, and handle their own sound. The director had to wait on the ground for hours sometimes for the actors to come back with the footage. Adjustments would be done after viewing the footage, and the actors would have to go back for another take.
What? Again.
The actors playing the pilots had to film themselves, turn on and off the camera, and do their own makeup
Why?
because they're in the cockpit, they're flying, right? So they can't be a cameraman won't be there, right? When they're flying.
So why makeup? You can do makeup at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
have to
their faces,
touch up the makeup after like take and stuff like that.
Oh.
their faces were anyway covered, right? I don't get it.
I mean, still like you've got to
Maybe
do,
they're like sweating and everything.
Yeah. And the director had to wait on the ground for hours, sometimes for the actors to come back with the footage. Adjustments would be done after viewing the footage, and the actors would again have to go back for another day. Dude, that is you can tell the efforts they
Crazy,
did.
dude,
Man.
crazy. I'm
Dude,
happy that
dude,
the film is doing so good.
I'm imagining that scene in Mission Impossible now, the new movie where he rides the bike off the cliff. Imagine if the cameraman screws up at that point.
But they did
You have to
14
go.
takes, right?
What the hell? So
They
14.
did many takes, yeah.
So they destroyed 14 bikes and wasted 14 parachutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Dude, do you think 14 likes is nothing?
I don't even know. I think it could be more than that. According to Miles Teller, 3 of the 6 new actors threw up every day filming in the jets. He's probably one of them.
Dude. In the original movie, most of the footage was useless because the actors threw up, right? Only Tom Cruise's in cockpit footage was usable in the original one.
He's like,
And all
see
the
a
other
human,
all the other actors had to reshoot their cockpit scenes on the ground for the old movie.
Oh
I mean,
man.
if they ever want to cast me, it's all green screen. According to Miles, the cast got to choose their own call signs. He chose Rooster because it was in the same family as Goose.
Oh.
That's
Nice.
What about Bob?
He was just like, yeah, just Bob. That's good enough. It was unknown if Valkyrie was going to be in the movie due to his battle with throat cancer. However, as of January, okay, this is not updated. He's confirmed the reprise. Tom Cruise personally designed a 3-month aviation training course that I think I read for the actors. Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer are the only actors to reprise their roles from the original movie. The shirtless beach football montage had to be shot twice because Tom Cruise did not find the first version good enough. The reshot placed additional pressure on the actors to get their ripped bodies back to reshoot the scene.
Oh.
Cast member Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell is the guy, Hangman. We shot it, and that night we went out. We went out for milkshakes and tater tots. Just like splurge, and everyone grabbed a beer. And a week later, Tom's like, "We got to shoot it again. It wasn't good enough. We're gonna shoot it again." And then everyone's back in the gym again, day and night. The sequence being used very heavily to promote a movie after a similar scene in the just English. One of the longest time, 36 years between a film. Okay, sequel they're talking. Miles Teller said on Kermod's and Mayo podcast that they shot more footage in this film than in all 3 Lord of the Rings films. Miles Teller was cast in the role of Goose and beating up the likes of Nicholas Hoult and Glenn Powell. So Glenn Powell ended up playing Hangman. All 3 were flown in the home of Tom Cruise, the star of the movie, for chemistry tests. Teller was later cast in the movie in a role beefed up for him, having impressed Cruise's producer Jerry Bruckheimer as well as executives at Paramount and Skylines Films.
Yeah,
Then the Navy.
Like skip these technical things. Like
I mean, I'm
who
reading it
casted
for
and
the
all.
first time as I'm saying. I'll try to filter it. It was rumored that the plot would send it was rumored that the plot would send around drone warfare before Tom Cruise confirmed that the sequel would be going by the fighter jets, which I think they talked about in the starting of the movie, right? About drones and everything.
Yeah.
Then Jennifer Connelly has been cast as Penny Benjamin. Okay. In the original Top Gun, the character is referenced by Goose as being the daughter of an admiral that Maverick had dated. So they do reference this character in the first one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, that's a weird trivia. As of 1986 version, Connelly was a minor, age 16. Connelly is 8 years younger than Tom Cruise. So
I think someone.
So we finally know Tom Cruise's age in the movie.
Elvin M says Tom Cruise interview coming soon. Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
We WhatsApp.
We have given him our dates. We are kind of busy a bit.
Effect.
I mean, he uses WhatsApp.
Even
Can you believe it?
that guy we can't contact. The deepfake guy we can't get.
We'll do, man. We'll do. We'll get Manoj to shave off his beard and
Yeah.
put on some dots and like deep
Yeah,
faking.
deepfake. I mean, some people do say like if you squint your eyes, I look like Tom Cruise.
That's it, guys. Thank you for this.
10 minutes
Okay,
silence.
I'm just going through it very quickly. Oh, Miles Teller wasn't even born when the first Top Gun movie was released.
I'm sure many actors did.
Yeah. Due to COVID-19, the
Yeah.
film was sent to UK for post-production. Okay.
All right. I think that's it.
Oh, this director also did Oblivion.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I think that's it. I don't see anything
Yeah.
much.
So let's wrap up because we also have guys Stranger Things stream coming. We are watching the first episode, and if it's really good, we'll watch second also. Let's see. But do join us for that just after this. We'll just begin that. But final thoughts?
It was amazing. I'm so hyped.
I may watch.
Dude, I was
go
so
and watch again.
pumped up. Like I was so pumped up. Like I went. Like I got on my bike and I was like,
I was coming back on-
Traffic came in the front.
I was coming back in my car and I was like, when I'm changing the gear, I felt like
I was like, yeah, fly it. Then suddenly the signal turned on. I'm like, no, first. Anyway.
I was like after the first sequence, like when he got the better bike, I'm like, finally he has a good bike. Like that Kawasaki doesn't look good at all, man.
But he's not in a good financial state. So then how did he get? Just forget it.
Andoga says best Tom Cruise movie. Andoga, what's your best Tom Cruise movie?
Oh, we don't even say that. Do
Yeah.
we consider this to be? That was the whole point of the.
See, I have seen few Angry Men, which is a
Yeah,
really good movie.
Yeah,
But
that's
Tom Cruise
true,
was
that's
not that good in that. Okay, it was okay. What I've seen Mission Impossible. That's it.
Jack Reacher.
I think like there's like Jerry Maguire. That was like a huge hit.
I've not
way
watched
back in
Jerry
the day.
Maguire yet. I need to watch Jerry Maguire.
I mean, it's more of a
What's his
rom-com.
most
Like,
famous most? He
Jerry
said last.
Maguire, Rain Man,
Andoga says Last
Jack
Samurai.
Reacher.
The Last Samurai.
I didn't find Last Samurai that good. Like it was like okay.
But I mean, I think based on his recent years,
I just searched best Tom Cruise movies and the first one it says Jack Reacher, Mission Impossible, Fallout, The Mummy,
Jack Reacher
Oblivion.
one was good.
What the hell? How
Edge
is
of
the Mummy
Tomorrow
up
is
there,
really
man?
good, dude.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Day and
yeah.
Night. I've seen
Night
Day and
and
Night
Day.
also.
Night and
Night
Day.
and Day.
Arre,
Night and Day.
whatever.
Yeah.
War
Did you watch
and
Night and Day or did you watch
Monsters,
Bang Bang?
Tropic
Yeah,
Thunder,
I
Collateral. Haven't seen
Dude,
Last
Dude,
Samurai.
Tropic Thunder, he was amazing.
Minority Report I've not seen.
That's Steven
I've heard it's
Spielberg,
really good.
by the way. War of Worlds.
Oh yeah.
See,
I
so basically
watched
what we
my-
are saying is we haven't seen all his films. But we see
No,
whatever
no,
we have
but
seen
we
is
can
best.
say in his recent years.
Recency bias.
No, in his recent years, I think Mission Impossible Fallout I thought was amazing. Like what they did to his character was really good. And I think these two are probably my favorites in recent years.
This is a great sequel.
These are
Let's end there.
amazing sequel.
Yeah, let's just end there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed, do like, share, and subscribe. Do join us for Stranger Things reaction, and we'll see you next time. Keep kicking out.
Is it done?
Yeah.